What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to go over the biggest issue with Halo Reach's PC port, and that is the mouse and keyboard support. I feel like this is an important thing to talk about because 343 just announced that Halo Reach will be having its first tournament at DreamHack Anaheim, yet the issues I'm going to discuss are still in the game. As you may know, there have been a lot of complaints when it comes to both the mouse and keyboard and controller inputs on the game, with streamers and content creators saying that mouse and keyboard is broken and controller players having the advantage against these players, which is unheard of in an FPS on PC. On the other end of the conversation, longtime Halo fans and pro players have shoved this to the side, saying that the game is fine and mouse and keyboard players are just ass because they don't understand the game and they're just new to it. They just need to understand it before mouse and keyboard players can complain about this stuff. While this could be true in some cases, the amount of negative feedback from PC players playing on mouse and keyboard got me wondering, is there really an issue with mouse and keyboard in Halo Reach, or are people just not taking the time to learn the mechanics of the game? So I tested this theory out to see if aiming was easier with either a mouse or a keyboard or with a controller, and here are the results. When playing at uncapped frame rates, something feels off. Even though your frame rate counter may read 144 FPS, it certainly doesn't feel like it. It's like the performance is cut in half, but you're too busy playing the game to worry about it. Well, bad news, you're not crazy. When 343 took the torch and decided to bring Halo to PC, they knew uncapped frame rate was a must for PC gamers. Unfortunately, Bungie, the original developers, didn't future-proof Halo Reach when developing the game, which meant that 343 had to figure out how to implement frames more than 30. As you can tell, for the most part, 60 FPS works, but I can't say the same for uncapped frame rate. What 343 tried to do was create a feature that could trick your eyes into thinking that the game is running at more frames than the game can actually throw onto your screen by doubling each frame. For example, in CSGO, the game will produce frames in orderly fashion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at the rate your computer can handle. In Halo Reach, however, the frames are doubled in a pattern such as 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. While this has made the game run a bit smoother, it creates a lot of ghosting issues when aiming with a mouse and keyboard, which can throw a lot of players off since you could be seeing two of the same person in one frame, or the environment will just be really shaky and you wouldn't know what the hell is going on because you're just so confused as to where everything is. If you're confused about it, I am too, because it even gets more confusing when you plug in a controller. For some reason, the ghosting issues with uncapped frame rates aren't noticeable when playing with a controller, which means that controller players are going to have a much easier time watching corners and popping heads compared to those playing on a mouse and keyboard. The only explanation I could give as to why this is happening is because the game is detecting a foreign code when aiming with a mouse, and the game is struggling to apply that foreign code along with a foreign frame rate. And since the game was originally made for controllers, it's not having a hard time with these foreign frame rates when you play on a controller. The only way the player can fix this is by capping the frame rate at 60. But I know 90% of PC gamers aren't going to cap their frames because I also know 90% of PC gamers have the hardware to run this game at frames over 100, and they're not going to settle for a 60 FPS cap unless you're crazy or you already have a 60Hz monitor. Like I said before, Bungie did not future-proof this game, so don't give the guys at 343 any hate for this. They really are trying to fix this, and I do hope they fix this problem soon. Another issue I want to talk about is the aim assist controller players have. Normally, I would agree that aim assist is fine on an FPS PC game, but something has to be done with the aim assist on Halo Reach PC. What makes Halo different from other first-person shooters is the time to kill and the game requiring you to hit your shots precisely every time. The mouse and keyboard having the advantage of precise aiming is thrown out the window when you see how much of an advantage controllers have with the aim assist they're giving. When you play with a controller, the game tends to lock the weapon onto people when playing, which makes aiming a lot easier with a controller, while mouse and keyboard players have to deal with the fake frames and double vision while fighting those without the double vision and pretty much a dumbed down aim lock. When you put the frame rate issues and aim assist together, it creates a game that benefits controller players over mouse and keyboard players. In fact, Halo Reach is the only FPS on PC that benefits controllers over mouse and keyboard at the moment. If 343 wants the Halo franchise to make a comeback in the gaming industry, they have to fix these issues soon, and they can't have these issues in the upcoming Halo games, or else Halo will remain in the hole it is in right now. I also hope that these issues are fixed before DreamHack Anaheim begins, because DreamHack Anaheim is going to be the first Halo tournament in 2020 and the first Halo Reach PC tournament of all time. And if people see controller players out being mouse and keyboard players, no one's going to take it seriously. Sure, the Halo fans will because they're Halo fans, why wouldn't they? But if you want to attract new audiences from the PC community, you have to appeal to the mouse and keyboard audience. If you keep appealing to the controller audience, then why would you even have this game on PC in the first place? Like, why would you even consider letting people play with mouse and keyboards in this tournament if it's just not going to work properly? But 343 did prove me wrong in my previous Halo rant video, so 343, if you are listening to this, please prove me wrong again. I'm attending DreamHack Anaheim this year. I'm not sure if I'm going to participate in the tournament or if I'm just going to watch, but either way, I am coming and I want this to succeed. So please 343, fix this and prove me wrong. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.